So dudes, after some trouble and software issues, I present to you all an updated Lucky Pants build, featuring the exotic hand cannon Malfeasance. This 180 RPM hand cannon is a dream to fire due to its archetype, 95 stability stat, and Tainted Slug passive which preserves some damage over long range. Bungie just gave Malfeasance an exotic catalyst as well, which grants it Vorpal Weapon, a 20% damage buff against bosses that requires no setup. Today we'll pair this powerhouse with Lucky Pants in a build that can melt bosses and clear ads like there's no tomorrow. Be sure to stick around for the damage testing. Let's get started. For the super you have two choices, Blade Barrage and Marksman Golden Gun. Blade Barrage is a great one and done super for situations when you just want damage out or want to clear multiple beefier units. On the other hand, Marksman Golden Gun does fantastic single target damage and can spawn way more orbs for those in your fire team. Either is completely fine. For the dodge and melee ability, choose Gambler's Dodge and Weighted Throwing Knife. We will be using Healing Grenade for the much needed survivability and health regen mid-combat. For the aspects, we will be running On Your Mark and Gunpowder Gamble. On Your Mark is primarily used for the 3 fragment slots, but also helps with Malfeasance's low reload speed and increases weapon swap speed for damage rotations. Gunpowder Gamble gives the build a much needed damage grenade and is our primary ad clear ability. For the fragments, I went with Ember of Singeing, Empyrean, Torches, Blistering, and Char. Singeing increases our class ability recharge rate when we scorch targets. Empyrean extends the effects of restoration and radiant buffs when killing enemies with solo damage or abilities. Torches make our weighted throwing knife hits grant the radiant buff. Blistering causes ignition kills to grant grenade energy. And finally, Char causes our ignitions to spread scorch to nearby enemies. Now let's go over the armor mods. Starting with the helmet, I used Special Ammo Finder, Harmonic Siphon, and Kinetic Siphon. Kinetic Siphon can be switched to Heavy Ammo Finder if need be. With the gauntlets, I selected Grenade Kickstart, Focusing Strike, and Impact Induction. On the vest, I ran Harmonic Reserves, Harmonic Resistance, and an interchangeable resistance mod. Either of the resistance mods can be switched for another reserves mod. On Lucky Pants, I ran Harmonic Scavenger, Recuperation, and Integration. Finally, on the cloak were Bomber, Reaper, and Powerful Attraction. Powerful Attraction can be swapped for Distribution if you want even more ability regen. Always prioritize 100 Resilience for the 30% damage reduction. Following that, focus on Mobility and Discipline. The best weapon loadout features the aforementioned Malfeasance exotic hand cannon, the Retrace Path trace rifle, and the Apex Predator rocket launcher from Last Wish. I crafted my Retrace Path with Enhanced Subsistence and Enhanced Incandescent, making it an ad clear monster and a means to proc Ember of Singeing for enhanced class ability regeneration. For Apex Predator, I chose the perks Quick Launch, Impact Casing, Enhanced Reconstruction, and Enhanced Bait and Switch. This thing is a great heavy weapon and goes well with the constant weapon switching that this build necessitates. I understand that many players will not have Ascendant alloys that are needed to enhance all the traits. If you do have some to spare, I recommend enhancing Incandescent since it applies Scorch for a longer duration, letting us be more flexible with our dodge usage. Alright, with that out of the way, let me walk you guys through the usage of this build since it can be a little much. You want to think of Retrace Path as your primary weapon since it has a much larger magazine and is more efficient at killing ads. When you kill an ad and spread Scorch, you can chuck your healing grenade at the floor and continue using the gun as normal to extend the duration of restoration. You can also throw your weighted knife at a Scorch target which will ignite them regardless of the amount of stacks that they have. This will refund grenade energy, spread Scorch yet again, apply the radiant buff, and regenerate class ability energy faster. By this time you can repeat the loop and incorporate the Gunpowder Gamble grenade for even more damage and ad clear. When you encounter a beefy enemy, switch to Malfeasance and lay into the target until the stacking damage buff timer runs out. Remember, you will only receive the buff if the gun was fully loaded to begin with, and you should get into the habit of reloading after every usage. Here's an example of the build versus Taniks from Deepstone Crypts. Now, assuming that you are against a raid boss, the ideal DPS rotation would be to have Retrace Path equipped, throw your knife for the radiant buff, then switch to Malfeasance, mag dump, then reload. Then switch to Retrace Path, tap the trigger on the boss, and bring out Big Papa Apex Predator for bait and switch. Fire the 2 rockets provided by Reconstruction, reload once, and fire it again. Once Out of Luck text disappears, switch back to Malfeasance, and repeat. Look at those damage numbers. Ain't that fine? I noticed a lot of Lucky Pants builds lack survivability and ad clear, so I wanted to remedy that with my build. I understand that there is a lot of switching that needs to be done, but that's only for high-end activities, and you can easily get away with not doing that anyways. There's a lot of synergy going on in this build, and it forces you to slow down and think methodically, which I love a lot. It rewards your effort tenfold. Also, hand cannons will be getting a massive buff next patch, so Malfeasance, even without the Lucky Pants buff, will be a very, very good ad clear tool. thank you guys for watching and helping me reach 300 subs so soon. I enjoy making these videos and hope that you enjoy watching them too. Best of luck farming.